Well, hello and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, 17170, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so you get all my latest videos. That said, of course, we're going to start out getting Christian his 5 levels as he's getting closer and closer to 19,000. That's a big milestone. And on top of that, today will be a big day for Marian as well. So let's go ahead and take care of Portal. Obviously, this is Gear Seal Day, so we're going to sweep this. I mean, I'm hoping that this pays off in the future, honestly. Amassing all these extra Gear Seals for the next set of gear, that's what I'm hoping for, boys. It's been a rough one. But we'll see. And of course, we'll buy our 5 extra tickets, because now we're going to start rolling over. As soon as you see this, if you're not interested in Gear Seals, buy the 5 extra tickets, get rolling over to Hero Seals. And of course, to the expedition, because today is Dragon Day, and we do have 20 tickets for the Dragon today. We'll be doing our typical strategy, which is looking for stones and the shiny scrolls. That's it. And of course, I whiffed there. So that said, how are you doing in the game today? Is everything going well for you? I know we're kind of all still antsy for an update, but these things take time. Hopefully we'll get an update soon. I'm hoping so. I mean, now we're... I don't even know what the forecast is now, because like I said, when this content was released, based on everything I saw with it and how long it would take to unlock things, it seemed to me that this was about 6 months of content. And some people disagree. I think they felt like more like it was 4 months of content. But now the dilemma is we're past the 6-month mark. We've gotten one update, which means the game isn't dead, which is good. But it was just a bug fix. So where are we headed? What is next for Idle Kingdom Defense? But, I mean, if you remember Total War, we had the same issue with Total War, where Total War took forever to come out. And here we are, finally, with Total War for 6 months. So, hopefully, we will get things soon. What I notice a lot of game companies do, and this was like somebody actually mentioned Towerlands in the comment. I did actually play Towerlands for a brief amount of time. I quit playing because they are a Russian company, and first off, the game was just like riddled with advertisements, and to get rid of the advertisements, they wanted you to pay like $5 a month. So that was kind of a I mean, yeah, it was like an online-ish game, but I was like, yeah, I don't feel like paying $5 a month for this. And there were just so many advertisements. It was ridiculous. That was the other thing. Like, the amount of advertising, and so much of your progress was tied to, like, watching the advertisement at the end. Like if you didn't watch the ad at the end, you lost out this huge bonus, So I couldn't. I did play it I did actually enjoy playing the game, to be honest with you. I thought the tower building system was fun. I thought the combat was pretty good. I thought the auto battle and speed selector was I wouldn't say innovative, but a lot better than what Idle Kingdom Defense had to offer versus a flat fast forward. Like the triple speed was nice. So it had a lot of features, and they kind of made it so you couldn't farm, but like I figured out a way to farm anyway, so that was kind of moot. But it had a lot of good features, but like I said, with it being a Russian company and everything going on, I couldn't. It was a fun game, though. On its merits, it was a fun game. But I support Ukraine. I can't stand the Russian aggression that has plagued that region since 2014. So, it sucks, in my opinion. Regardless, and I apologize for that, I do try to keep this as usually as apolitical as possible, but when Towerlands comes up, and I don't even know if the devs, what the devs stance on, But, it's like, so if you don't know, there's a guy that maintains Core.js, and he won't condemn the war in Ukraine. He's like, oh, well, he plays the both sides issue, and it's certainly not winning me any favor for me, that's for sure. I've heard too much of, going back to Crimea, I heard too much of the both sides issue. And I know this is Idle Kingdom Defense. We should be talking about heavy events like a war. But it's part of why, like, I just, I don't know the stance on the devs. And even if they came out and said they didn't, I don't know that I would believe them. So, Towerland's right to the scrap heap from me. And it's a shame. It actually is, outside from being a greedy game that wants you to pay $5 a month, in my opinion, for, I mean, a decent core gameplay, but not anything amazing. I mean, it was a fun enough game. And even the advertisements didn't annoy me enough to make me quit playing. I quit playing, but that's my addictive personality, and I don't remember how bad the advertisements were either. Some games have much worse advertising than others, but I mean, again, I didn't want to pay like $5 a month for an online game. Yeah, no, thank you. So, and I also know there's Atomic Heart, but see, here's my dilemma with Atomic Heart. I'm not interested in it. So it's very easy for me to say, yeah, I won't play it, I have no desire to play a game that, like, glorifies the Soviet Union, no matter how good the gameplay is, really. It just doesn't appeal to me, right? Because, that's just, like, straight-up propaganda. It was never that good, So, it's like, if you play Atomic Heart and enjoy it, that's fine. I don't really care, but me personally, and again, because I have no interest in playing it, it's hard for me to judge, you know what I mean? And oh well. Yeah, a little bit more political than I should be, I guess, but whatever. I stand with Ukraine, and that's it. You don't like it, you can unsub. Well, that's one of the few political things I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, we do have to work on Marian's runes, and if you remember, we are now doing our plus 12 run. So we have to go all the way back to uncommon. This is why we actually skipped this yesterday, because I knew this would take a while, especially starting out. And so I was like, yeah, we didn't have time. So we're going to try and do it today and see how well this behaves. So these are plus 10, so we'll probably need like 23. I'm going to go a little over, because I don't think we're going to get that lucky. Okay, that's good enough. And this is where it's terrible. And this is where I was kind of surprised that we didn't have tons of these runes, because you spend so much time here. Because not only is it, 2 runes. Wow, really? Well, not only is it 2 runes, you also got to get them both plus 12. So they're 2 good runes, is what I'm trying to say. It all evens out in the end. Come on. Okay, there we go. We got it to plus 11. One of them to plus 11. Well, you get to plus 12. Okay, this is plus 12. Okay, so the attack rune is done. Well, we can refine this now. And again, it's not a huge bonus, but like anything else, everything counts, because this still is probably 10 levels for Marian. Again, not a huge amount, but it's effectively free, See? That's probably, that might be a little less, but, still that's a decent amount of levels for free, and I mean, you gotta take every advantage you can get. Every advantage you can get in this game. And, of course, we'll start, and the nice thing is we will be able to skip over this once we get going. And yeah, I also do not recommend using level 2 or 3, because, number one, these runes are so good, you're going to need a lot of them anyways. And it doubles the price. Like, this rune is not worth double the price. I'll tell you that right now. Stick with the first one like I'm doing. Now, the interesting thing is, if I was... So here's kind of my next dilemma. I'm unsure about... between Marian... And, I mean, not Marian, Camila and Vincent. I'm almost wondering if I should go Camila, because I'm kind of curious to see how she performs. Now, I don't have a lot of data on her. I don't know if she was even tested. The only reason I'm curious about Camila is because she attacks in a line, which is not really the greatest attack pattern, but what I like about her is she's a 6-second cooldown. So I kind of wonder if we pump her up, if she could just, be like a line of devastation. Because, like, when things are starting out, everybody's lined up, and I'm wondering if she can just, like, burn through everything. Huh. Come on, we can do better than this. go a little bit. I want at least 110, which is dumb because that was 109. And now I'm going to be stuck doing this for like a couple points. Yeah, this is what being greedy gets you, I guess. You can really see how small the range is with this one. Because it's only 120 points to start out. There's really just a handful of points really kind of moves the little dial around. I really should have stuck with that 109, shouldn't I have? Or watch me get like a 120 perfect. That's too low. Yeah, but see, 106 is a low S, and 109 was like a mid S. A little under a mid, I would say. I regret my decisions. This is totally not worth the time it has taken me to do this. Especially when I could have walked away with a 109. My hubris is my downfall. Come on. And the problem is, I don't even have a button set up for this. I need to set a button up for this. Hold on. Okay, I did. Hold on. All right, so I did map a button. For me it's Q. But the issue I had was Z is also here, but Z is my rapid tap button, which doesn't do me any good on this when we need to actually pay attention to what we're getting. My biggest complaint with how BlueStacks maps controls is it doesn't like give me a list of keys that aren't in use, you know? So like I'm always looking like, have I used Q? Would I have used Q? At the very least I don't have to hold the mouse, so that's fine. Until I get tired of this. Come on. No! No! I had a 113. Oh. Ripperoonie, boys. This might have been a bad idea. I do dislike... I would honestly like it if they put a brief slowdown on here where you couldn't hit the button. I would also like it on the refresh. Like, basically a debounce time so that you can see, like, oh, I don't want to... You know, I can't accidentally double-click without actually observing the... You know, to protect you from being what I just did. I had a 113... And because I didn't have a debounce on my click, I went from 113 to 71. Ripperoo. And now see, like, I'm angry that I missed the 113, so I want to keep going until I get 113 or higher. That's, like, in my head right now. Oh, come on. That's why if you see me with the mouse, I do something like this. And I move it away so I can't accidentally click twice without registering what I'm actually clicking. And I hate that about so many of these games. Honestly, what I hate about this is it should just let you be like, you know, do you want to do 10 and take the highest one? Like, it shouldn't matter. This isn't a fun mechanic. I hate this mechanic, honestly. I would love it to be like refine 1 or refine 10 or refine 100. And just kind of let you pick based on what you refine. You know, just pick the highest one. Like, who cares? You know, if you got the material, you should be able to just, you know, this is probably my least favorite feature. Oh, come on. You stupid thing. Or even better would be like Diablo does it. Diablo 3. If you re-roll a property, you can re-choose the same property. So effectively, it would just you could just always re-roll and keep the top one. I mean, sure, at a high enough level, that would just let you re-roll your runes to max, but I don't think anybody would be complaining about that. I find this system inherently worse. There! Hey, I did it. I got the 113. It's back. Oh, God, that was terrible. All right, so let's go to 4-star. Now we're going to start spending some runes. And again, for most of these, we need to get to 31. 31 or less. Now, I can use Z here. No, I can't use C here, though. I forgot that I can use Z and save myself the headache. Yeah, this is going to be a longer episode, all because I flubbed that one right at the start. What can you do, right? What can you do? Whoops, that was totally the wrong thing. Great, I ruined. Great. Well, that's fine. We'll deal with that when we get to there. Maybe we won't deal with it at all. Maybe we won't deal with it till we're done. I don't know. Sorry, Marian. Just not even paying attention, am I? I just clicked the wrong thing, and I was, like, ready to go. Like I said, this is my least favorite part of the game, just because of how it works mechanically. Enhancing, not only just enhancing the runes, like, I hate the whole system. Just because it doesn't let you do it in bulk. Like, I get the system, just let me do it in bulk, you know? Like, honestly, the best thing it could do is be like, okay, we will let you summon until you get either run out of rune shards or whatever for what you're trying to do. And you know what? I just realized I got it to plus 10. I need 21. Not that it matters, because we're not getting anywhere. As that one proved to us. And then, of course, I will re-refine this to at least an A. And actually, I don't know. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping I can actually get past this rune. This is kind of, we only have 20 going in there. Did I miss one? This is not really how I wanted to spend this. It's stuck on one rune. But that looks like what the game is giving us. We're going to be stuck on this one. I mean, it depends on what happens later. If I get stuck on this rune and it makes the other runes later, or okay, fine, I guess. Did I not have... Oh, because I need 23. That's what I'm doing wrong. Alright, we at least got a plus 11, okay. Sometimes I just feel like, you know what, let me summon a bunch, and if I have a bunch left over, it's gonna... There. Alright, so now we gotta refine this again. I did screw up the refinement. At least I didn't blow a good refinement. So there's that, I guess. It's working in our favor. And again, this one's barely better. It goes up to 131. But you can still see the granularity of how this works. You can see how much the bar moves. I guarantee you what it probably does is it takes the difference here, which is 71. It rolls the number, you know, every time you refine it, it rolls a number from 1 to 1,000. And it says, okay, give them 60 plus of that percentage of 71. That's probably how it does it. That's how I would do it. Now the question, of course, is that seeded per rune? Like, is each rune on its own pattern? Or is the pattern universal? Like, for example, if I save the game, refine this rune, load it up on another save, we refine different runes, would I get roughly the same result, assuming my formula is correct? You know what I mean? Which I'm not going to do, because I'm not that masochistic. But these are the kind of, this is the kind of RNG that's not fun. Not fun at all, Stormax. Like, I understand its purpose, but I mean, they could have made this in so many better ways. Like, do a refine... No! Ugh! Do a refine times 10. Yeah, that's what I get for running my mouth again and complaining about the same thing and not paying attention. We're going back to the mouse. We're playing high risk here. That's what I get for abandoning things. I mean, it's just this frustrates me endlessly. Endlessly, the worst. There, 126. Okay, that was. I won't say that was worth it, but that turned out better in the end. How about that? Endless frustration. At least I can just hold down the Z button here, because my Z button's my runer. It's also my enhancer for something else, but I mean, you know, I can just hold it down. And we'll remember that we need to go to 23, not 21. I don't know where I was getting 21 from. The only good news is your enhancement, your refinement only degrades. Now we're finally getting to the bottom of the pile. Not that I'm really happy about our progress. Wow, we barely even made it out of common runes with a day and a half's worth of stuff, but it is what it is. Yeah, I really would want the, something like the stones. Like, please, give us a stone or something that we can use. Just make it a rare resource so we can't blow it on every rune we do right away. Actually, it should be a common resource, because holy crap. It should just take a certain amount of our, we should buy it with rune seals. That's all it should be. You could buy buffs with rune seals, and then it, you know... And it could just vary based on the rune itself that you're using it on. So we should be able to do a super enhance here. Super enhance should just be like you pay extra rune seals. And it should be equivalent to doing what I'm doing right now, which is trying to get the runes from summoning. So if it knows like the percentage, right? Like if I'm supposed to use 100 runes, and that's what it wants. That's what the game wants me to do, to spend 100 runes on this. Alright, we got to plus 11. Then there should be a way for me to just spend extra rune seals, mathematically, to just skip this terrible step of optimization. Right, we're going to enhance this. I guess we are going to enhance that to plus 10. Okay. So we didn't even make it, with a day and a half's worth, we didn't even make it out of uncommon. Some of that's my fault, for just terrible workmanship. But let's move on to something more fun, which is our artifacts. Now, artifacts are a much better system because there's no frustrating RNG in them. Like, sure, like, bad awakenings suck, but I don't have to re-roll awakenings over... Let me rephrase that. Once I have an artifact that I want, like this, and I'm upgrading it, I don't have to re-roll it over and over again. Yes, in the past, I would have to re-roll over and over again to get a crit damage artifact, which was, in my opinion, terrible. The over-reliance on RNG versus deterministic is kind of terrible, but that's not exclusive to this game. That's like the backbone of Diablo 2. Some people like it because the randomness, you know, forces you to build your character a certain way, or be open to drops. You know, it's kind of like adapting, you know, instead of being like, oh, I made a plan. Excuse me, I made a plan, this is the meta, we're going to follow the meta. It forces you to kind of adapt a little bit. But what happens? Everybody follows the, okay, this is if you're broke, this is the meta if you're broke, right? If you can't afford it, these are the pieces you buy because you're broke. And that's not like, I won't say that becomes the meta, but now there becomes a guide of, okay, if you have no luck, play the game in this regard. If you get lucky, trade for this. If you get really lucky, trade for this and this. You know what I mean? I also, like, as much as I have enjoyed Diablo, I dislike it a little bit as I've gotten older because the fundamental game mechanic behind Diablo, in almost every one of these games, is let's make things excessively rare and create what I call a slot machine gameplay. Ugh, dodge. You know, honestly, I accidentally awoke in this, and I forgot to mention that it was like defense penetration, so No, it was ignore defense penetration, which was even worse. So I did it while I was. Sometimes I go on autopilot because I have my other account and I awaken everything. And I don't even think about it. And I did that today, and I apologize. But it wasn't anything, you didn't miss out on anything. It was a trash awakening. So if you're wondering why it was already awoken, that's why. And I realized my mistake after I did it because I was just like, all right, let's just get, Sometimes I just get in this, like, let's get it done kind of mood, but that's more like my alt account mentality, not for my video mentality. All right, so she is almost 5 million. So this is actually pretty incredible. She is almost at 5 million, which is a quarter of, if you remember Christian, a quarter of Christian. And her crit damage is already at 56,000. That's insane. She's like closing the gap with Christian so quickly. I can't believe it. We'll see how long Christian can keep it up because we keep dumping him. He's at 20.5 million. So she's a quarter of him, but she's catching up on the crit damage pretty quickly. That's kind of incredible to me. And yeah, this was a longer episode thanks to my rune shenanigans. But that's why I didn't do it yesterday, because I know runing the low-level runes just take forever. Once we get to the high-level runes, it'll be like, yep, today sucks. Yep, today sucks. Yep, today sucks. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We also have a ton of gold to dump into the castle. We're getting close to 85,000 already. So that's going to be huge. And that said, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.